Imagine a billionaire calls you and says, "I'll hand you $1,000,000 check. Just be on time." Would you risk being late? Would you scroll TikTok first? Would you say, "I'll go tomorrow"? Of course not. So why do we miss the only mean that can actually make us rich? A meeting with our own future. Because I do. All through my entire life, you were told yourself, "I'll start tomorrow." If you ever felt stuck behind or underestimated, hit that like button, subscribe, and stand to the end. Because this isn't just a story. It might be the wake-up call you didn't know you needed. Calvin wasn't lazy. At least, that's what he told himself. He woke up every morning at 6:30 a.m. Same alarm, same ceiling, same heavy side. The kind of side that doesn't come from tiredness. It comes from quiet disappointment. He lied there for a few seconds, staring thin crack running by, thinking, then, this can't be. But then the routine started. Shower, coffee, trike, work. Calvin worked at mid-sized office doing the entry. It wasn't there, boy. It just ain't there. The forest light buzz Sathi had let the remarking. His man drew Barry Lutten, Lisa Bouvron, and co-workers, they joke about being broke, like it was a personality trait. "Man, if I win the lottery, I'm quitting tomorrow." Or left. Calvin laughed too, but deep down, something broke, because Calvin had dreams. He ain't survive. He wanted to breathe. He wanted to walk into a room and not feel smoke. But every evening, after 8 drain hours, he collapsed onto the couch. "I'll work how it goes tonight," he promised himself. And then, just one video, just one scroll, just one more episode. Midnight, "I'm too tired. Tomorrow." That word, tomorrow, became his favorite lie. Years passed quietly. No explosions, no dramatic failures, just slow decay. One birthday, he looked in the mirror and noticed something. A single gray hair near his temple. He froze. When did that happen? He checked his bank account later that night. Still struggling, still behind, his chest tightened. It wasn't panic. It was something worse. Regret. The realization that had been sown the most valuable asset in the world, his time, for just enough money to survive. He was being riled. He was consenting. And that was the most humiliating part. The turning point didn't count fireworks. It came with rain. One afternoon, after another exhausting day, Calvin sat alone on a park bench. The sky was gray, heavy. Raindrops tapped rhythmically against the pavement. He didn't even move when it started raining harder. What was the point? An older man sat beside him under a worn umbrella. They didn't speak at first, but the old man looked at Calvin and said something strange. "You look like someone who missed an important meeting." Calvin let out a weak laugh. "Feels like I missed my whole life." The old man nodded slowly. "You're not poor because you don't have money," he said. "You're poor because you haven't scheduled a meeting with your future." That sentence hit harder than any insult ever could. Calvin frowned. "What does that even mean?" "It means," the old man said calmly, "you show with your boss every day on time, but you don't show it yourself." Silence, rain, heartbeat, then realization, crept in like cold water under a door. If a billionaire promised money, he arrived early, dressed sharp, focused, but his future, he treated it like an optional appointment. That night, something changed. Not motivation, not hype, something quieter. Resolve, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. That was it, 1 hour. Calvin blocked it on his phone calendar. He labeled it, "Meeting with my future." The first night was uncomfortable. His body wanted couch. His thumb wanted scroll. His mind whispered, "You deserve to relax." But another voice, a new one, whispered back, "Successful people don't deserve it. They earn it." So he sat at a small desk, and he started learning a skill. At first he felt stupid, confused, behind. His brain hurt from focusing. He checked the clock constantly. Is it 9 yet? The hour felt like 4, but hin break. The next night, he showed up again. And again, week 1 was war, not against time, against himself, against a version of him that wanted comfort over growth. His co-workers noticed nothing. His boss did ignore. The world didn't clap. And that's where most people quit, because there's no pause to again. Just discipline. Weeks turn into a month. Something strange happened. The owl started feeling sore. He stopped taking clock. He started enjoying progress. 30 hours in, he wasn't just learning. He was building a portfolio, confidence, clarity. For the first time in years, he felt powerful, not because he had money, but because he had control. And control's addictive. One night, around 8:47 p.m., he finished a small freelance project for a client he found online. The payment? Fine, unlicensable. But when the notification hit his phone, he didn't see dawns. He saw proof. Proof that hour had value. Proof that future spawning. He stared at the screen longer than necessary. Hands trembled slightly, not from fear, from validation. He wasn't stuck. He was undisciplined. Indiscipline's fixable. Tone had been his own. Confident babe manipulator. Excuse had been jailed. And now, he was fighting back. Month after month, that sacred hour expanded. 1 became 2. 2 became weekends. Weekend became opportunities. His skill sharpened. His side income grew. Until one day, he walked into his office, not exhausted, but calm, certain. His manager called him in. Calvin restructuring. Some positions might be cut. Old Calvin panicked. Sweaty palms. Tight fruit. But this Calvin, he smiled. I understand. Because he no longer needed permission to survive. 3 months later, he resigned. Not angrily, not dramatically, quietly, strategically. And real revenge? It wasn't really anyone. He was outgrown everything I once controlled in. His bank account drew, but more importantly, his self-span tanned. Years of that rainy bench conversation. Calvin walked past the same park, this time in a tailored coat, phone buzzing, not with distractions, but with opportunities. He sat on that same bench, closed his eyes, and felt something he hadn't felt in years. Pride, not loud pride, not arrogance, just deep internal certainty. He won lottery. He inherit wealth. He get lucky. He kept 1 point every same day, 8 p.m. And that's when his life truly changed. Success didn't start with money. It started with 1 discipline hour, guarded like gold. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because their neighbor scale meal and schedule. It don't exist. Your future isn't waiting for motivation. It's waiting for discipline. If the story heal, if you saw eating a little bit of stuff in Carden, then don't just watch and straw away. Comment below, what time is your meeting with your future? Hit like if you believe time is more valuable than money, and subscribe for more stories that don't just entertain. They wake you up, because sometimes the most satisfying revenge is becoming the person they never thought you'd be.